everyone. Graham here from therecordingrevolution.com with 5 minutes to a better mix. We're looking at 31 mixing tips in 31 days. I really hope you've been enjoying this series so far. I've been having fun. And today I have a vocal tip for you, and it has to do with getting background vocals, harmonies, background vocals to sit in the mix well. Because here's the thing, background vocals, as awesome as they are, I'm talking about harmonies, doubled harmonies, gang vocals, little vocal riffs, things that are moving. They're like candy, right? They're like icing on a really good cake. All sorts of genres have had really cool background vocals for years because it's just something that you can add to a mix to bring life to it. But none of those tracks are meant to really dominate the mix. They really only are a supporting cast of the lead vocal. Okay, it doesn't matter how great they are or how well you arrange them. They are only there to support the lead vocal, so they can't ever take over. And it's hard because if you recorded them, you're kind of partial to them and you want to hear them, so you might find yourself turning them up in the mix, right? Just like if you let your guitar player in your band mix the album, it's going to be like the guitar-heavy track. You're going to hear nothing but guitars. Or if you let your drummer mix the album, you're going to hear nothing but a kick and a snare drum. You know, you don't want to do that. Even if you are that person, you need to think like a non-biased, third-party, non-instrumentalist, and don't give anything too much credit, including the background vocals. So if you ever find yourself and the background vocals are taking over a little bit, a real simple trick you can use is a low-pass filter, okay? A low-pass filter is an EQ that's just opposite of the high-pass. So a high-pass filter usually rolls off the low end. It lets the highs pass through unaffected, right? It'd look like this. A low pass is the opposite. It cuts off here at the high end. It lets the lows pass through. So it doesn't affect the low end, doesn't affect the mid-range. It's really also called a high cut. So it cuts out the highs. And so it reduces some of the clarity of a track, okay? That's all a low-pass filter is. And what we're going to be able to do today is to use a low-pass filter on some background vocals that I have to let them sit in the mix a bit. So here I have a track in a part of a song that I would call the epic bridge. You know, everything is in, all the vocals are in. I have this many tracks, about 8 tracks of background vocals, one of which really is a stereo bounce of 6 or 7 vocal tracks. So this is really like 14 or 15 parts of background vocals, all supporting this lead vocal and its 2 doubles, okay? So what we want to do is take a listen to what they're doing here in the mix, and then I'll show you how a low-pass filter can just really help rein them in a little bit more, okay? Right? So all these vocals here. Right, that's a lot of sound that needs to be there, but needs to be reined in a little bit too, so it doesn't overtake the lead vocal, okay? So what I'm going to do is just kick on and off this low-pass filter and let it sort of rein in the vocals. By themselves, this is what the low-pass filter is really doing. Right? So it reduces a lot of that clarity, which I don't love in solo because I love all that high end. We love high end and clarity. That's why we boost it in our car stereos. That's why we boost it in our mixes. And that's why a lot of amateur mixes sound really harsh, because we fight for clarity and think that that's what we need to do, is everything needs to be bright. If everything's bright, then everything sounds bad. So we have to make some compromise. So here we go. Let's get in the real part of the mix and we'll turn the low pass on.
Three days in the earth gave way to
right? So it just really tames those vocals. You know they're there, you feel them, you hear them, but they don't take over the lead vocal because that clarity is removed a little bit, that brightness has died down a little bit. A simple low-pass filter. Think about it. Pull it on a group track, because that's what I'm doing here. I've got all those harmonies routed through a group aux track. Put it on a group track if you need to. Put it on harmonies if they're a little too bright. It's not necessarily just a volume thing, but it might just be a clarity thing. And if you put them slightly in the background with a low pass, it'll let the lead vocal stay out front where it needs to be. All right, everyone. Hope that helps. Again, this is Graham at therecordingrevolution.com. I'll see you on tomorrow's video.